What are dreams? What do they mean? What do you know about the secret world you visit when you sleep? Strange figures, strange faces, creatures that haunt our nightmares. Sometimes we watch them, and sometimes they watch us. Did you ever dream of being stared at? Fly. Maybe you can get away after all. Fly. Fly. No, eternity. Do your dreams foretell the future? Men have always sought to understand the language of your sleeping mind. Once they were called fortune tellers. Today, we have psychologists. But the dreams are always the same, full of meaning and menace and mystery. When you dream, you wander into another world where everything is strange and terrifying. A world that exists only at night. When you...
Please, darling, hold me close. I need you. I love you. Oh, please, darling, don't ever leave me. I need you. I love you so much. I love you. Hold me close.
Trent?
Good evening, Barry. A little brandy?
No, thank you.
I'll have one.
I'll pour it for you, sir.
I'm not helpless yet. What do you look like, Barry?
What do you mean?
You're quite tall, about 6 feet. Blue eyes, hair black. Good looking, very attractive to women. Am I right?
Is that why it was so important to see me here this evening?
You forget. I can't see you.
I'm sorry, sir.
So am I. That's the reason I asked you the question.
What are you getting at?
You're quite a romantic fella, Barry. You'll probably appreciate this.
Where are you, darling? I know you're near me. I see you wherever I go. Oh.
I've had to create a new world for myself. A world of sounds.
Darling, you don't know how...
That's Irene's voice.
Sounds as if she's talking in her sleep.
Yes, hold me.
Exactly.
Hold me tight.
I hid the tape recorder in the bedroom.
I love you.
I record everything on tape. Our conversation, for example. It's quite touching, isn't it? I wonder who my wife could be dreaming of. Someone quite tall, about 6 feet, blue eyes, good-looking, attractive to women. Do you think I'm right, Barry?
Has it ever occurred to you she was just dreaming?
The same dream, night after night? Have a drink with me, Barry. To your health and mine. I think my wife is having an affair with another man.
That's not possible. How could there be another man? Irene never leaves this house.
Then it must be someone who comes here.
But you don't entertain, you don't have visitors. Nobody comes here except...
Go on, Barry.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Trent. I scarcely know your wife. I've only seen her a few times.
You seem to know her well enough. You called her by her first name just now.
All I really know about Mrs. Trent is that she appears to be a wonderful woman who's dedicated to your welfare.
Appears to be. You've just heard what I hear night after night. Is she just dreaming, Barry? Or is there another man? We must be sure, mustn't we? Now I have work to do. Important work. You and I have no secrets, do we? You're not only my attorney, but my friend. I trust you, Barry.
Step.
Just as I do my wife. See you soon, Barry. Just a figure of speech.
Barry, in here. Thank you for not telling Howard I was listening at the door. My husband is a very sick man. I'm sure you realize this after his conversation. We must take very good care of him.
My job is to handle his legal interests, Mrs. Trent.
And he pays you well for that, doesn't he?
Yes. You married a very rich man.
Would you believe it if I told you that money wasn't the real reason?
No, I wouldn't.
And believe what you please, I couldn't care less. But let's get one thing straight. You call yourself a lawyer. All right, where's your evidence? Would you convict me of cheating on my husband just because I talk in my sleep?
Who is the other man, Mrs. Trent?
Don't you know? He just told you. It's you, Barry. You're the other man. The two of us are having an affair.
This is ridiculous.
Is it? My husband doesn't think so. You're the only man that ever comes here, the only man I ever see. Isn't this romantic? We're here together. Just the two of us. Alone late at night. Do you want to kiss me, darling? Oh. Oh, I am sorry. I am so sorry. But don't you see, that's what he believes. Everything I do is under suspicion, night and day, even when I'm asleep. Barry. Barry, do you ever have any dreams?
Yes, of course. Why?
Every night?
No, not every night.
Well, I do. Night after night, I keep dreaming of this young man, someone I don't even know.
An imaginary lover?
Well, who else could it be? At first, I never saw his face.
At first?
And one night I dreamed I saw him in my window staring at me. He smiled. And for the first time, I saw his face. The next night, I dreamed again. He was standing in the street. I could actually swear he was there.
Dreams can seem very real.
You know, Barry, he looked a little bit like you.
At least you and your husband agree on that point, Mrs. Trent.
Irene.
If I can be of any further help, Mrs. Trent.
Thanks. That won't be necessary now. Good night, Barry.
Irene, were you restless, darling?
Yes.
Planning to go out?
At this hour? Of course not.
But you're dressed. Are you wondering how I know that? Simple. I heard you walking just now. You're wearing heels. And I could hear the rustling sound of your suit. The beige one, isn't it?
You're very observant, Howard.
It's only because I love you, darling. I'm interested in everything you do and everyone you see.
Howard, it's late. I want to go back to bed.
Of course, my dear. You might as well, since I seem to have spoiled your plans for the evening.
I don't have any plans.
But he did, didn't he?
Oh, Howard, we both need our rest.
Rest? How long do you think it's been since I've had any rest? Knowing that the two of you are meeting behind my back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. Who is he? Tell me the truth. There is a man, isn't there? Isn't there?
Yes. Yes, I do have a lover. He comes to me every night. He holds me in his arms. He's young, handsome, and tender. He's everything I've always wanted, everything you're not.
Who is he? Tell me his name.
I wish to God I could, but he has no name. He's only a dream.
You're lying.
Only to myself, only when I'm asleep. I'm trying to pretend that I lead a normal life with someone who loves me, don't you understand? I know why my dreams seem real. Because when I'm awake, my life with you is like a nightmare.
The truth. Tell me the truth.
All right, here's the truth. My lover is only a dream, but he's still more of a man than you.
Irene. Irene. you, Mrs. Trent.
Who are you?
Frank Malone, arson squad. I work with Inspector Rice. You talked with him the other day at the investigation.
They told me at the inquest the case was closed.
Just making a final checkup. This the first time you've been here since the accident?
I was away when it happened, spending the night at a hotel.
I know.
Have they found out any more about the cause?
Just that there was an explosion. Everything's melted. We can't trace a circuit. The heat must have been tremendous. Fortunately, a fireproof door in the wall saved the rest of the house.
They never found my husband.
In an explosion like this, the heat is so intense it would destroy anything. Sorry, if you don't mind.
What are you doing?
Padlock. This area is unsafe.
Mr. Malone, are you finished now?
Yes. Oh, if you don't mind, I'd like to phone the office and report before I go.
I'm sorry, we never had a phone.
I'll call from the outside.
Mr. Malone, it's safe for me to live here?
Yes, perfectly safe. As long as you stay out of that room.
Laboratory. Howard? Howard?
Mrs. Trent. Wasn't expecting you. I was in another office.
I hope I'm not interrupting. Your secretary said to come right in.
This is your first time here, isn't it?
First time.
I'm glad you came, Irene. Sit down. I was just going through some of your husband's files. It's quite a lot of property, you know.
That's what I came to talk to you about. Barry, I want to sell the house.
Well, I'm afraid that's impossible. It'll be at least 6 months before the estate goes through probate.
I can't wait 6 months.
Well, Irene, if it's money you need, I'm sure the court would make arrangements for a widow's allowance until the estate's settled.
I want to get rid of the house now.
But why? The building inspector sent a copy of his report. There's no danger in your living there.
You haven't had my report yet. Last night, I dreamed about Howard. I saw the smoke, heard the explosion. I went into the room. The whole side of his face was burned. Oh, Barry, it was horrible. I don't want any more of those nightmares. If I can't sell the house, I'm moving out today.
Where would you go?
Well, I still own the beauty shop I operated before Howard and I were married. There's an apartment in the back. I used to live there. I think I'd like to stay there for a while.
Would you be comfortable there?
Oh, yes. Yes, quite comfortable.
Maybe it's a good idea. At least you'd be working, be out of that house, back into the real world again.
Well, that's all I'm interested from now on. In reality.
Something wrong?
Where did this come from?
I found it in his files. Would you like to keep it?
No.
Mrs. Trent?
Good afternoon.
Oh, Mrs. Trent, welcome back. It's so good to see you again.
You better get used to it. I'll be here from now on.
I know. The movers delivered your furniture.
I suppose the apartment is a mess.
Oh, no. Joyce has everything ready for you.
Joyce?
Yes. You remember. I hired her about a month ago. She's in back now.
Oh, you get back to your customer. Good afternoon. Oh, I'm sorry if I startled you.
Mrs. Trent, I'm Joyce Holliday.
I know.
I was just straightening things out, but the place is so small there wasn't much I could do.
You have no idea how good it looks to me.
Oh, your clothes were delivered too. I knew you'd want to arrange them yourself, but I hung them up anyway.
Thank you.
Well, I better finish up with my customer. We'll be closing soon.
Run along.
Mrs. Trent? You look tired. Are you sure I can't fix you a cup of coffee?
No, I'll be all right.
Well, what about dinner?
I'm not worried about food. All I want is a good night's sleep.
Well, I'll tell the girls not to disturb you, and as soon as we finish, we'll close up.
Thank you.
Irene. Irene. Irene, let me in. Let me in.
You. Who are you?
You know me. We've seen each other many times. Surely you're not afraid. Not of me. We know one another too well for that.
I don't even know your name.
Dreams have no names.
Dreams?
It's happening, isn't it? It happened before. This is what you remember, isn't it? The way I'm holding you now. Close in my arms.
Please, darling, don't ever leave me. I need you.
Mrs. Trent. Wake up. Are you all right?
Was I talking in my sleep?
No, but you were a little restless. I've been looking in on you all morning.
All morning? What time is it?
It's 11 o'clock. You must have been very tired.
You should have called me. What about the appointments?
Oh, it's all right. I took care of them for you. Oh, and I made you some coffee. Oh, I almost forgot. There was a call for you, a Mr. Barry Moreland.
What did he want?
He said he'd tell you himself tonight. He's picking you up here at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Relaxed. That's the secret of my success with women. Sometimes they get so relaxed around me, they just fall asleep.
Barry, tell me something. Why haven't you ever married?
Who says I'm not?
Are you?
That's a very leading question.
Stop being the lawyer. Just answer the question. You're perfectly safe with me.
I wonder.
What do you mean?
Well, you're a very desirable woman, and a very rich one. And at the present time, very vulnerable.
What else do you see?
Well, there is a man in your life, tall, about 6 feet, black hair, blue eyes, unmarried, who's very attracted to you. Does that answer your question?
Suppose I told you that you had a rival.
Another man?
Barry, you might as well know I've seen him again.
Who?
Last night he came to the shop. I was asleep. I saw him, touched him. He spoke to me, held me in his arms.
What are you talking about?
You seemed ready enough to believe that I had a lover when Howard accused me.
But you said yourself that was only a dream.
Barry, that's just it. I don't know anymore. It all seems so real.
Irene, you're not making sense. I think it's about time you talked this whole thing over with a doctor. Let me make an appointment for you.
Are you telling me you think I'm crazy?
Irene, listen to me. What is it?
Fire.
Why are you afraid of fire?
I don't know.
Is it because of Howard? Irene, tell me the truth. Did you kill your husband?
Wake up. Wake up. Irene, wake up. Better hurry, it's past 9.
But it was after 12 when I went to bed.
When I'm with you, time stands still. Put on your shoes.
Where are we going?
You'll see. Come along. The champagne is waiting.
Champagne?
Of course. This is our night, darling.
I wish you'd tell me where we're going.
Oh, I'll do better than that. I'll show you. Here we are.
Please tell me where you're taking me.
Don't you remember? You've been here before, many times. Wait.
What are you doing?
Lighting the candles.
Don't.
The champagne and candlelight always go together.
No.
You afraid of fire?
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well, let's not talk about it. All that matters is that we're together.
If only I could be sure.
Sure of what?
I don't know what to believe.
Darling. Did you believe that? Time for champagne.
What are we celebrating?
Well, that's a big surprise. Drink up.
Where are we going?
Someplace. Somewhere.
Take me back. Please take me back.
It's too late. We can't turn back now.
Where are we?
Someplace you'll never forget.
What is this place?
A chapel.
There must be a wedding.
Yes.
Let's go back.
We can't. They're all waiting.
Who's being married?
We are.
But we can't be married.
Of course we can. You and I can do anything we like.
And those people.
Well, every wedding must have witnesses, darling. You see, I even have your wedding ring. Come.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to unite this man and this woman in the bonds of holy matrimony. This is a solemn moment, a moment in which two lives become one. We have gathered here to celebrate one of life's highest moments. This is indeed a joyful occasion when two people become as one, and we all rejoice with you. Remember this moment. Treasure it for all of its beauty. Through the years, it will become a happy memory. And now, it is time to proceed with the ceremony, which joins you both in the joys of matrimony. Do you have the ring? The witnesses are assembled. Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Do you, Irene Trent, take this man to be your lawful wedded husband? I now pronounce you man and wife.
getting married. You and I can do anything we like. You see, darling, I even brought your wedding ring.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to unite this man and this woman in the bonds of holy matrimony. This is indeed a joyful occasion when two people become as one, and we all rejoice with you. And now, it is time to proceed with the ceremony. The witnesses are assembled. Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Do you, Irene Trent, take this man to be your lawful wedded husband?
No.
Wake up. Wake up. Irene, wake up. Better hurry, it's past 9. When I'm with you, time stands still. Hurry, darling, this is our night. This is our night. This is our night. This is our night.
I can't wake up.
This is our
I can't wake up.
This is our
I can't wake up.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes, is Mrs. Trent here?
I'll see. Oh, Joyce.
When do they start to build?
There's somebody here from Mrs. Trent.
I'll see if she's in. May I have your name?
Barry Moreland.
Now, don't you go away, dear.
What do you want?
I came to apologize.
Well, I owe you one, too. Come in, Barry. Coffee?
Thanks. Black, please. Have a rough night?
Another nightmare. Barry, I need your help.
What do you want me to do?
Help me to find out if my dream is real.
It may not be easy. Do you have any clues?
Well, I know this sounds crazy, but after I left you last night, the young man was here. He took me to an apartment.
You didn't by any chance dream the address?
No, but I think I can remember where we went. We drove past a girl standing on a huge silver dollar, and she was going around and around and around. That's it. This is where he turned off, up the street.
sure?
The apartment is on the 3rd floor. It was a long corridor just like this. And the light fixtures, well, they looked like candles. And the number, oh, if I can remember correctly, it was 341. Now I know it wasn't a dream. Or was it? There were paintings on the wall last night, and the furniture wasn't covered. It all looks so different, so unlived in.
Of course. What did you expect?
But the apartment is real. I didn't dream it.
No. Irene, didn't you know that Howard owned this apartment building?
Yes. Number 341 was always vacant. Mr. Trent kept it that way. Now, you ought to know that, Mr. Moreland. I always send the rent checks to your office every month.
That's right. You're quite sure you've never met this lady before?
Never had the pleasure.
But surely you remember the young man I told you about.
Sorry. I'm afraid not. When I see a man, I remember him. Don't I, sweetie? What did you say his name was?
Never mind. Irene, did anyone see you with this man last night?
No, they were all wax figures.
Wax figures? What are you talking about?
Well, the place where we were married.
Married?
Sounds like you were dreaming, honey.
You say you were married. What was the man's name?
I don't know.
Well, his name would be on the marriage license. Surely you have a license.
I never saw the license. My husband must have it.
You know, I have dreams, too, almost every night. This tall, handsome man takes me in his arms, and we dance to the most beautiful music. And when I wake up in the morning, my feet hurt.
Wait a minute, I think I remember something. The wedding, it was in a strange sort of chapel. And after it was over, the young man disappeared. I tried to get out. And suddenly Howard appeared.
My cousin used to have the most horrible nightmares. She'd wake up screaming. It got so bad, they had to take her away. Poor Clara, she was still screaming.
I suppose you think I'm like poor Clara. Perhaps you better take me away before I start screaming.
Thanks for the information.
Oh, no trouble at all.
Take it easy, Irene. There just has to be an answer to all this.
But what answer?
Well, you say you went to a chapel after you left here last night. Do you remember where it was?
After I drank the champagne, I felt dazed, as though I had been drugged. But I somehow have the feeling that it wasn't very far from here.
Do you remember going in a car?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose we just drive around slowly.
Try and find a nightmare in the daytime. Mm-hmm.
See anything familiar?
I'm positive we came this way. Turn here. I think I see something. I'm certain this is the place.
All right, let's take a look.
Lady, you can't go in there.
Something wrong?
She won't go in. I tell her no.
Are you the caretaker?
No caretaker here. Everything closed up. I just come here in every 2 weeks and cut the weeds.
How long has the place been vacant?
2, 3 years, maybe.
Doesn't anybody ever go inside?
Sure. Me?
When was the last time you were inside?
I don't know. Long time ago.
You weren't here last night?
Lady, I got a wife and 6 kids. Why should I come here at night? But why you ask so many questions?
We saw the sign.
Oh, you want to buy it?
Thought we might go inside and take a look around.
All right, I'll let you in. It's dark.
Look familiar?
Yes. But there were candles there last night. And more in the other room.
Recognize this, too?
Oh, yes.
There's no doubt that it was once a chapel.
There were flowers there and the wax figures.
Not in the daylight.
But this happened last night just the way I told you. I saw them, I heard the voices. There was an organ right here. And you don't believe me, do you? Do you? Tell me, I've got to know.
There are no easy answers. Let's talk about you, Irene. When you were married to Howard, you lived in his world of darkness, rejected, alone. Isn't it possible you started to dream of being in love with a younger man to compensate for your loneliness?
But that's all in the past.
Then when Howard was killed in the explosion, you continued to dream of this young man, but you felt guilty. Now, in your dreams, Howard comes back to haunt you.
I wish I could believe that.
What do you believe?
I believe that I came here last night with that young man. There was a ceremony. He put a wedding ring on my finger.
May I see the ring?
When I woke up this morning, it was gone.
When you woke up. Irene, don't you see you've just answered my question?
Then answer mine. If I was dreaming, why is that apartment so real? And how could I find this chapel if I've never been here before? Now, somebody brought me here. Why don't you believe me? Barry, I get... Barry, the ring! Oh, thank God. Do you know what this means? It wasn't a dream. It wasn't. The young man gave it to me. It must have slipped off my finger, but he did give it to me.
Who could be doing this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The young man. Irene, did you know that Howard once had you followed by a private investigator?
Oh, no.
Well, he didn't tell me either, for obvious reasons, but a few days ago, I was going through some of his papers, and I came across this bill from a detective agency. What was the man's name? Fuller. George Fuller.
Barry, do you think that might be the young man?
Take it easy, one thing at a time. Let me take this. I'll see what I can find out. Something else I want to check on, too. Do you have a key to Howard's house?
Yes.
Could I take it?
Why do you want it?
I think it may be the key to your nightmares.
Good afternoon, Irene's Beauty Salon.
Oh.
Now, listen carefully. I'm changing the plan. I think she'll be coming back soon. Here's what I want you to do.
Yes, I understand. I'll take care of it.
If you hadn't believed me, I think I would have gone out of my mind.
Don't you worry. I'm sure we're on the right track. I'll be in touch with you just as soon as I have something to report.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Dredd.
Will you excuse me for a minute, dear?
Take your time. Maybe I can find some new wrinkles.
Hi, everything all right?
How about you?
Fine.
I wanted to tell you there was a phone call for you while you were gone.
Oh, who was it?
Some man.
Well, didn't he leave his name?
No, just a message. Maybe I heard it wrong. Didn't make any sense to me.
What was it?
He said to wish you pleasant dreams.
Sit down, Mr. Fuller. I must apologize for the darkness. But then you know I live in darkness. I've had to create a new world for myself. A world of sounds. I suppose you know why you're here.
Yes, Mr. Trent. You want me to check on your wife, is that it?
Precisely.
Mr. Trent, can you tell me just what it is that you suspect?
I'll let Irene tell you herself.
What do you mean?
Listen.
Where are you, darling? I know you're near me. I see you everywhere I go. Oh, I need you so. Darling, I love you.
Sounds as though she was talking in her sleep.
Don't ever leave.
Exactly. I hid the tape recorder in the bedroom.
Don't ever leave me.
You probably noticed the stereo equipment here. I record everything on tape. This conversation, for example.
But she was dreaming, wasn't she?
That's what I want you to find out, Mr. Fuller. Follow my wife. She may lead you to her dream. Well, Mr. Fuller, you've had all this time. Just what did you find out?
Your wife sees no one.
You're wrong. She's seeing another man. I know it.
No, Mr. Trent, I'm positive. I've waited in the street. I've even been in her room. She doesn't leave this house.
Barry Morland. He comes here. She's in love with him.
Barry Morland? Isn't he your attorney?
Watch her. Watch them both. Watch them.
Another day, another $1. Now I've got to go home and fix my hair.
See you in the morning.
Good night, Joyce.
Night. Good evening, Irene's Beauty Salon.
I'd like to speak to Mrs. Trent, please. It's very important.
I'm sorry, she's not here now.
Do you expect her back soon? Would you please tell her that Mr. Moreland called? I'll call again in a little while.
Joyce, who called just now?
It was Mrs. Archer. She made an appointment for tomorrow morning.
That's strange. Doesn't she usually come in on Friday?
Well, this was an emergency. She's going to a funeral tomorrow afternoon. What's the matter? Don't you feel well?
Well, let's not talk about funerals.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
It's not your fault. When I heard the phone, I thought it might be Mr. Moreland. All right, it's getting late. You better run along.
I'd feel better if I stayed.
Oh, I'll be all right.
Really, it's no bother. I don't want to leave you here alone.
You're very kind, Joyce. I'll tell you, I have some food in the back. I'll fix us a snack.
Fine.
Where are you going?
I think it's time to lock the door.
We have gathered here to celebrate one of life's highest moments. This is indeed a joyous occasion when two become one. We all rejoice with you. Remember this moment. Treasure it for always before. Through the years, now, it is time to proceed. Are assembled.
This will make you feel better. Relax now. Don't fight me. Relax.
I can't help it. Why hasn't Barry called?
Hold still. Please.
Do you smell smoke?
Must be your imagination. Relax now. Why are you always so worried about smoke, Mrs. Trent?
I suppose it reminds me of Howard. He died in an explosion.
Imagination is a funny thing, isn't it, Mrs. Trent?
Well, you know how upset I've been lately. Sometimes I don't know what to believe or who to trust.
Try not to think about it. Just let yourself go.
Oh, that does feel good. What are you doing?
Your jaw muscles are all tightened up. This will help relax you. You'll sleep well tonight. No more dreams.
No, I won't go to sleep. How can I? Supposing he comes in the night.
Who are you talking about?
Howard!
Mrs. Trent, you just told me your husband died in an explosion.
Why doesn't Barry call?
I don't know. Please, you must get some rest.
No, I won't. I can't.
But you must go to sleep.
Oh, Joyce, I am so frightened.
Do you want me to stay here with you?
Oh, would you? Would you, please? Just until Barry calls.
Of course. But you must try to get some rest. I'll be right here.
All right. All right. She's dead. In my room. It's no use, Barry. The wire's been cut.
You're right, Irene. Howard is alive. He tried to kill me at the house.
Oh, no.
You wait here.
Where are you going?
He must have gone back to the house. I've got to try and stop him before it's too late.
Please, Barry, take me with you. I can't stay here.
call from here. Tell the police to send a squad car right away.
You can't go in there alone.
Don't worry. I have company.
It wasn't an accident. You murdered him.
Then took his place.
But why?
For Howard's money. He left a will leaving everything to you. But blind men can't read. So I wrote my name in as the beneficiary. He never knew the difference. But George Fuller did.
That detective, he was in on it?
George Fuller is a fool. He saw me come here to the laboratory the night of the explosion. Tried to blackmail me. But you came to my rescue.
Me?
Yes, you and your silly dream of a young lover. We made a deal to use that dream, to get rid of you.
And the nightmares began.
You're truly a remarkable woman, Irene. Anyone else would have been driven out of their mind. You didn't break. You know, in a way, I've come to be very fond of you. 2 bullets, Irene. I fired those to get you into this house.
You're George Fuller.
He killed her. He killed Joyce.
You knew Joyce?
She was my wife. Barry had it all well planned. I saw him rig the real explosion that killed Howard and the fake one that frightened you. See, he had it all worked out. This switch controls the electric current. That's why the clocks went off and on. And this controlled the explosion. Barry promised me half the estate, and I agreed. Then he got greedy. When I heard him talk to you in the chapel today, I knew he planned to double-cross me. He wanted all the money. I tried to stop him when he came here today. So he killed Joyce, and he meant to kill you and me. Well, I never planned murder. But now there's no choice. There'll be another fire here tonight.
Oh, no. No, please. Please, no. No.
Nothing will remain.